Welcome back to my channel. You guys asked for it. I'm going to give you guys my personal masterclass on how to find your own personal style, some do's and don'ts. I mean, obviously when it comes to fashion, there are absolutely no rules. You should love what you're wearing and feel really good in it. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. I know that sounds corny, but it's so true. So that's pretty much the TLDR. But if you guys want more specific tricks and tips and you're kind of in a style rut, I definitely was a few months ago, then keep on watching. I wrote everything on my laptop to show you guys, but the first thing is, and this is such a big one for me, is assess your lifestyle. And by assess your lifestyle, I mean, do you work a corporate job? Do you work from home? Do you love to work out? Are you outdoorsy? Do you live in a city? Like, assess like what you do basically every day. Because for me, I found that a big mistake I was often doing, especially when I was picking out clothing for just myself, when I was thrifting, all that, is I was picking a lot of things being like, oh wow, this would be so cute for a meeting. I don't really go to meetings that aren't virtual, and I don't really have to really dress up for a corporate setting that often because I am lucky I work from home. If you do work in a corporate setting, those are you're definitely going to have like more pieces in that realm. I know that sounds really self-explanatory, but it's a mistake that I've made a lot. If you work out a lot, obviously it makes sense to have a lot of really cute workout wear that may function as just like everyday loungewear as well. But if you aren't a big fitness person, maybe it's good to just stick to a few core pieces and then have more space for something else in your wardrobe. Drive versus take transit, that can affect your footwear. So really think about like what you do. For me, I know people will be like, wow, you have a lot of sweatpants and you have a lot of denim. But realistically, those are the things that I gravitate towards and wear almost every day because I do work from home, and unless I have a special event, which I do have some of those to go to, I don't really dress up super formal. This is a really good example of something I gravitate towards but isn't very fitting for my lifestyle. I love a good matching suit set, but now I have limited myself to just 2 vests and a few dress pants because it's something I love to thrift. Mainly because you can find so many good quality ones and great brands at the thrift store, and it's hard to pass up on. But I used to have so many more blazers, so many more dress pants, so many more like skirt suit sets that I used to thrift, but I wasn't wearing them because I don't go anywhere where this would be a suitable thing. How I'm wearing it now is definitely more a way I would wear it. I would never wear it with like the shirt underneath and everything just because my lifestyle is definitely a lot more casual. But yeah, this is just one of those really great things I thrifted that I know I'll wear this one in the future, and I still wear it. I even wear them as separates. Like sometimes I'll wear this just as a top with denim or these with like a t-shirt or something like that. But it's just kind of, I'm just trying to give you guys examples of things I love but don't need too many of because where am I going? I think this is something that's so important because when you go into your closet and feel like you have nothing to wear, oftentimes it's because you're buying things, not thinking about where you're going. Next thing is sources. If you go, like, I don't know, like my high school teachers, my university teachers always used to say this, is that you want a good variety of sources when you write a paper, and you want the exact same thing when you create your personal style. Personally, I think recreating a Pinterest look or anything is really great if you're really starting at zero, but the best way to gain your personal style is not just looking at influencers, and I know it's like kind of ironic because this is what I do on the internet, but you want to look at your favorite celebs, you want to look at your favorite movies, books that take you to like a certain vibe, like music, different like eras of celebrities. So example, for me, I'll share some of these a little bit later, but yeah, there's a lot of different like eras I look to as well. It's just really hard when you're only looking at really like current celebrities or really current influencers and you see them buy something and you think it's going to work for you, but it may not speak to you the same way. So I just think that looking at different sources is so helpful. Example, I'm going to share some of mine. One soundtrack I play every single fall is obviously Taylor Swift's Red, and especially with the re-release. I get this really like nice feeling from it, and the imagery in it and everything, it just reminds me of fall. Influencers and celebrities that are current, like what they're wearing right now, that I really love are Camille Charriere, Jessie Andrews, Kendall Jenner, Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, and Zoe Kravitz. You can kind of put them all in a row and you can kind of see there are certain things that that I gravitate towards and why I like them. I love that they're all very minimal. I also love a good Olsen twin, like everyday street style. And I feel like lately I've just been gravitating towards that very minimal, refined, classic style. I know it doesn't really show that much, but like in my everyday wear, that's usually what I go towards. And then a big hot tip. I think some people know to do this obviously, but some people don't. Follow their stylists. I follow Danny Michelle, I follow Kate Young, I follow Maeve Riley. All these celebrity stylists are like, they're all styling like the big hot people in Hollywood right now. So if you really want a good mix and you don't really feel like following the celebrity, follow their stylist, because usually you get to see some behind the scenes, you get to see what they put together for other like editorial shoots and stuff like that. It's just like a really fun, different look. Different celebrities and icons from different eras that I love. So Jane Birkin is an obvious one. She just is so iconic. I love that she's so effortless. There's something about her that's just so chic, but still like thrown together. Carolyn Bessette Kennedy is an obvious one. I mean, I've been like always going back to her photos for years now. And also 90s Kate Moss. Favorite TV shows and movies of mine. Okay, so big one for me is Devil Wears Prada. I think that film is just such a visual treat. I love that film, and like all her looks in it. I just think that they're timeless. The Holiday, Cameron Diaz specifically. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, specifically Shalom Harlow's outfits. I just think she's so sophisticated and looks so beautiful. I also love Gilmore Girls, Gossip Girl, The OC. Basically what I'm trying to say here is you just want to really like gather a bunch of different references, because I feel like if you're just scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, it's going to be a little bit difficult too. And if you're just looking at what like stores are selling you as well, you're not really like kind of figuring out your personal style. There's so many different ways to do this. Another thing I do on Pinterest, instead of like looking up fall outfits on Pinterest, I know it's like something like, I guess it's a decent starting point. I usually like to go to a picture that I already really like, and then I go down like that Pinterest rabbit hole. I love the related photos option on Pinterest. That's often how I find my things, and the more things you pin, the more you're able to curate your boards and stuff like that. And then there's going to be more things that will resonate with you that will pop up on your homepage. I know it sounds very self-explanatory again, but I never really use the search option unless I'm looking at a recipe. When I'm looking at style, I never look up like thigh-high boots outfit. I just like try to, if I do, then I'll click one and then I'll just go down the rabbit hole instead of just looking at the search results. I just think it's so much more helpful that way, because Pinterest is a really great algorithm, and once it gets you, it just gets you. Something that people often are doing wrong, I feel like when it comes to personal style, is that you're only wearing new clothes. I think if you have access to vintage, your mom's closet, thrift stores, anything like that, you should definitely incorporate them. I think going to Zara and buying an entire outfit off a mannequin is just kind of terrible for finding your personal style. Your style, much like home decor and everything else, like the best homes are always curated over time and aren't just like thrown together in like a week. The best style is like the exact same. It's like a mixture of old, new, high, low, like just everything. This is a really good example of mixing like high, low, vintage, not vintage. So my jeans are very old Zara. I honestly don't even remember when I got them, but I've had them for a really long time. I've tucked them into some boots that I absolutely love. These are from Value Village, but they're cowboy boots. The coat was my mom's. It's still my mom's. I just took it from her, but it is Hugo Boss, so that's definitely a more high-end item. And the bag is a vintage Louis Vuitton. You guys know this one I show all the time, but I got it for $135 when I was on a trip to Japan. And the sweater is Princess Polly from a really long time ago. Good mix of high and low over here. So another really good mix of high and low. I'm just re-wearing the same striped sweater from Princess Polly. The shoes are Victoria Beckham Reebok, so they're definitely more on the high end, but I did get them on sale at Essence. The pants are an absolute staple for me. These are the Effortless Pants by Aritzia. I wear these all the time. If you've been around for the last year or two, like you guys know I love these pants. I have my sunglasses, which are definitely a low item. I got these for a pack of 2 for 20 bucks on Amazon. This would definitely not be complete without something that was thrifted. So I actually thrifted this Coach shearling bag last year and I'm obsessed with it. I think it looks so good with this look. And again, it just feels a lot nicer. It's probably more expensive than something I could buy at like Zara, for example. And then also the other thing is I wore this sweater in both outfits because you should have things, like I say, that you could wear multiple different ways. This is one of them. This feels very true to my personal style when it comes to fall. It's not something I copied directly off of a picture, but it definitely references a lot of the things that I've talked about. I try my best at this because I would say my closet is pretty much, it's like a pretty good variety at this point, but I would say that like I try to incorporate at least one thrifted or vintage piece in my outfits, and I feel like it just makes it look that much more me. Number 4, this is like another like thing that you could be doing wrong. It's worrying about being relevant. I wrote this down here, so I'm just going to read it off, but I love a good trend, but if you're too worried of whether something you're wearing is in style, it's taking away from your personal style. If you look at a trend and automatically are like, oh my god, I love that, that's when you should incorporate it. Don't force yourself to wear things just because you want to stay relevant. Okay, I'm going to give this example of something I'm not really into right now, but I'll, like, who's to say I may be into it in the future. And I've definitely been into it in the past, is skinny jeans. Like, if you love skinny jeans and they feel very, very much to you, your personal style, you should definitely wear them, regardless of what people say on the internet. And if you feel good in them, you should absolutely wear them. And like, personally, like the way I think of skinny jeans is like, I'm not personally into them right now, but when I look at pictures of Audrey Hepburn in her like cigarette pants and stuff like that, and a more narrow, slim fit that you've seen in like vintage photos, of course they're going to come back at some point, and if you love them and they're not in style right now, you should keep wearing them. This is an example of one of those pieces that I love that I know not everybody will. They're Moschino little pedal pushers in this leopard, and they're wild. Yes, I barely wear them, mainly because I'm still torn on how to style them. I think if I were going out tonight, this is what I would wear. But they're one of those pieces that speak really true to me, that are well-fitting, and also, like, I don't really care if people like them or not. I like them, and that's what's important. I'm always going to like these. I kind of know that, and I think they're really sick. Maybe I wear them a little different next year, but I think they're dope. Another example of that is designer bags often go in and out of style. There's always an it bag of the year. There's always, you know, stuff like that. One thing I invested in a few years ago was my Louis Vuitton Speedy bag, and at the time people were kind of over Louis Vuitton, but I still love that bag. I'm gonna wear it regardless of whether it's in style or not because I love it and it feels true to me. Number 5, you have too many clothes. By that I mean it's really overwhelming, and I mean, I want to talk, I have a really big closet, but it could be so overwhelming going into a closet where there's just too much crap. Like, you really want to kind of streamline your process and be very mindful of what you bring in, and also be mindful of what you're taking out. I just personally have a belief I'll never buy something and only wear it like one time generally when it comes to like my closet and my wardrobe. So you just have to think about how often you're going to wear it. I don't really buy like something just for like one occasion. I always buy it with the intention to wear it time and time again. I think I have so many closet clean out videos and so many videos on this topic. I'll try to link a few somewhere in the cards here because I do this quite often because of my job and it requires me to, but yeah, it's always something that's top of mind. Number 6 is divvying up your style, your personal style by seasons. And by that I mean, okay, for me, example, I have a fall winter Pinterest board, and then I have a spring summer Pinterest board. And the reason why I do that is not because, well, it's because I pin a lot, but also at the same time, I have a very different look and vibe that I love in the fall winter that I do in the spring summer. Fall winter, I tend to gravitate towards more tailored pieces, more black, just more like oversized, like layering. And in the summer, I definitely experiment with more like feminine silhouettes, like things with like embroidery on it, beading. It's definitely a lot more colorful in the summer. So I think dividing up your boards by seasons will give you a really good, like, I guess, a really good look at what you gravitate towards each, because it can vary so much. You should never put yourself inside a box and be like, no, I only wear 3 colors, I only wear this, and like that's it. And number 7, it kind of relates to my video that I just posted, but it is find your staples and work with them. So I just posted a video, and you guys probably are coming from this, but it is a whole video on my staples, things I've had for years, things I bring out every single season. I have a lot of good things on that list, and when you like look at those things, you realize you don't need to buy so much either. But I have like go-to jewelry I always wear, I have go-to coats, I have go-to shoes, and those are things I always work my style around. So if I'm going to go out and buy something that I really love, I need to think about how it's going to work with the stuff I already have in my closet. Another thing that comes to personal style is don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to like screw up from time to time, because I definitely worn some things that I definitely would not wear now. And that's not even like in terms of like a fast fashion mentality or a trend mentality. It's just about trying things out and seeing if I like them. Your body can obviously fluctuate in weight. I know mine definitely does. Your lifestyle can change. Like there's so many different factors when it comes to like just being experimental with your style. So like don't be too hard on yourself, even if you don't like an outfit a year later, but just remember that it should be very, very true to you. There was a point in time where said I'd never wear low-waisted pants again because I just didn't feel comfortable in them, and now I feel a lot more comfortable in my body, and I want to wear those things, and they look different on me because my body is different. Trying things, investing in really, really good pieces when you know you love them, that is kind of the like main purpose of this video. I hope that a few of these tips on how to find your personal style / like what you're doing wrong has helped. Again, there's gonna be some video examples throughout the video. I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. I feel like I sat here and talked for a little too long, but let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.